What do we have at the foundation, please? Ten of Cups, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading. Now, this is interesting because as you can see on this Ten of Cups, we have this rainbow, just like on my chakra system that I have on this table. And before I began the reading, I was getting an overwhelming amount of messages and downloads relating to our third eye chakra. And I feel that the question that most of you have inside the collective is, what am I here for? What can I do to help make things better? How can I move in an energy of purpose? How do I fulfill my destiny, my mission in this life cycle? These are all questions that we're being faced with, especially in this time we're in. But where do you start? How does one fulfill their destiny or their mission here? Seems like that idea in and of itself is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, which is correct. We're put into these life cycles and we're tasked with having to find what our purpose is. It's like a sick game, right? But it is all a part of the game. But you do need to understand that this three-dimensional density, these life cycles that we've all been incarnated into, are essentially enemy territory. So the sick game that we're birthed into is not some cruel joke that God has had a hand in. It's a cruel joke that has been constructed by the devil himself. It's this matrix that we're seeing all around us. It's an energy that wants to keep us confused, wants to distract us from reconnecting with our divinity and finding that purpose, which once you do that, your purpose just kind of shows up. You just start to have these ideas and downloads as to which direction you need to be moving in. But this Ten of Cups coming in at the foundation of the reading, which is one of the best cards in the tarot, is an energy of alignment, aligning the chakra systems, right? See, our reality is constructed in a very specific way to throw our chakra systems out of alignment at all times. And it's relentless the way this happens. And I don't think there's a single person listening to this reading right now that can deny this to be true. It's all around you. It's as if our lives are closing in on us. We all feel the squeeze in different areas of our life, different sectors of our life. We all may be going through different difficulties, but all in all, there is a pressure. There is a sense of anxiety inside the collective, and it's definitely ramped up. People feel scared, fear, anxiety. These are all things that have to do with a blocked root chakra, right? So this is an energy of our environment closing in on us, causing us to have this blockage. You see, the 7 chakra system flipped is the 7 deadly sins. That's what it is. 7 angels or 7 demons. Left-hand path or right-hand path. Our environments want us to take this left-hand path and exist inside the realm of those 7 deadly sins, because this is when we've essentially given up on ourselves, our lives, our reality, and we've relinquished our power over to somebody or something else. But there's also this overwhelming energy that exists inside the collective that wants us to think that which I speak of is delusion, is conspiracy theory, right? See, this day and age, we're starting to see that a lot of the things that we were told were conspiracy theory years ago are actually coming to pass. And this is when the gaslighting begins. Oh, well, you should have prepared for that. Well, you told me that it was conspiracy theory. See, this is just a basic example of our reality now. This is very much how the leaders of this world run this planet. We're run by narcissists and gaslighters who don't want us to see the truth and step on our divine path and create an influence of awakening. What do we have, the sacral, please? 8 of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the sacral. This goes along perfectly with everything I'm picking up here. You see, there's an energy that wants you to lose focus. It's as if they're trying to create this very distracting energy so we don't see the truth as to what we were actually sent here for. Which brings me to the next download that I've been receiving for the past 24 hours. And this is a very important one. This piece of information that I'm about to share with all of you, I've never heard anywhere else. And I actually asked for very clear messages surrounding this. We're told that there are 144,000 chosen individuals that have been incarnated into this life cycle to help raise the collective vibration. Now, There's many, many different versions of this story, but they're all essentially kind of leading back to the same place. But I've always felt that something was missing from this story, that something was hidden, that there was more to it than 144,000 people. That's nothing when you consider that, there's 8 billion people on the planet? And then I received a very clear download, and it came through in less than 24 hours after asking for guidance or messages concerning this particular subject matter. I was blown away when it came to me. Each one of these chakras represents a frequency. This is why on YouTube you'll see these, say heart chakra, frequency healing tones you listen to bring your heart chakra into balance, or one for your throat. We also know that each one of these chakras represents a different planet. We're aware now of the connection between these celestial bodies and the chakra systems that each one of us holds. And the Earth also has 7 chakra systems. I was talking about in I think it was the most recent Scorpio reading, how the heart chakra of the planet is located in Maui. But that's a whole other subject matter. So just to stay on track with this particular message, like I was saying, each one of these chakra systems has a frequency. Usually there's 3 frequencies, maybe even more, that are associated with each chakra. But usually the frequencies are divisible from each other. You see, we're living in a time where we're each being called to help return the collective to spiritual order, raise awareness. Now, the chakra that is related to raising awareness and returning yourself to spiritual order, as well as the collective, is the third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra is 720 hertz. 720 hertz, when divided by 5, is 144 hertz. There are countless individuals on this planet helping bring balance to the third eye chakra of the collective, 144 hertz. We're in a time of great awakening to the lies we've been told about our history, awakening to the lies we're being fed on a day-to-day basis, not only in our own individual lives, but collectively speaking. Now, a third eye chakra that is twisted and out of balance and functioning out of its deadly sin is the deadly sin of sloth. Sloth is somebody who can't see the bigger picture, who's not spiritually aware, and pretty much relinquishes their power to other individuals, leaves it up to others to make decisions for them. It's an energy that feels very overwhelmed with their environment and their reality, so they essentially just give up. What do we have, the solar plexus? 9 of Wands, Sag energy at the solar plexus. 10, 8, 9. So 1, 8, 9. 189 is the number of healing. It's also the number of the light worker. The divine is validating that you have the ability to heal others with your empathetic skills. You're all being called to help other individuals start aligning to the truth. All of our purpose here is related to one common thing. And though each one of us may be called to take different paths, they all essentially lead to the same destination. That is called balance. Right now, in this time, in this age that we're living in, we have been sent here to bring balance to the third eye chakra of the collective, of the planet. Simply put, this can be seen as mass spiritual awakening. It's very important that you don't shut out other people's ideas as to what may be going on in our realities. Because based off of my own experience, most of the conspiracy theories that I've heard over the course of the past 20 years that I thought, that sounds like that could be correct, all of them have come to pass. And the ones that I doubted didn't come to pass. We all have this inner knowing, and this is something that was implanted into us by the divine. You know, okay, what's real and what's not. There's a lot of disinformation out there. In fact, the powers that be will inject these wild, outlandish theories into the collective to throw you off track, to create confusion, which causes people to mock any sort of theories that might be of a higher mind. You're being called to remain very steadfast and resilient on your path right now. Everybody who's listening to this video has been called. There hasn't been just a select handful of 144,000 people that have been chosen. Every single one of us was chosen before we came here. But not every single one of us answers the call when we get here. But we can all turn it around. But if we can simplify our mission in the knowing that we are here to help wake people up spiritually, we should be able to make some headway here. So I encourage you to take this idea that I'm presenting you all with, 144 hertz. It's a frequency. Start moving inside this energy. Look around. Ask for your own messages and downloads. Because I was astonished at how quickly this message came to me. It's as if the records are open, just waiting for people to come and look at it. And I also got a message that this is something that's happened since the 8-8 portal. We all have access to these messages now. We just don't know it. I was fortunate enough to have things come across my path leading up to me asking for the downloads. There was things happening all around me. I couldn't ignore it. I put the pieces together and there it was. It came to me. Now, the way that we actually help other people open up their third eye, see, 144 hertz is a frequency that helps you open up your third eye. So the way you function inside of this 144 hertz. See, there's behavioral patterns that we can implement into our life to help open up our third eye. So the best way to do this is to nurture your intuition, your higher guidance. Start really working that muscle. Hold on to this big picture vision that you have over your life and really charge towards that without falter. There should be nothing that stands in your way. Okay, because what you start to realize is when you start going after that vision, there's this magic that just starts to unfold in your life. This Knight of Wands is an energy that's been through the war, right? But they're still standing. It's a very resilient energy. We've all been through the wars in some capacity in our own individual lives. But we're coming together collectively now because the time has arrived. We just need to function inside of our own individual lives and send that vibrational frequency out into the collective vibration. See, energetically, we're all webbed together. We're all connected. We're like a big, massive army. Healers, empaths, light workers, indigo children. We're all here for the same reason. We're all like different sectors of the military. Each one of us has been chosen to come here and walk this path. See, part of me thinks that they want you to think that there's only a select few, right? 144,000 chosen individuals. Oh, just about everybody would feel left out of that one. See, that's just something that didn't sit right with me. Because I know, based off of the downloads that I received, that each and every one of us is here for a very specific reason that is all connected to the same mission statement. What do we have at the heart? 8 of Swords, Gemini energy at the heart. As we can see, this individual here has material covering their eyes and their third eye. Being held hostage, so to speak. It almost looks like they're on a firing line. But this energy here represents a form of mental imprisonment. It's an energy of restriction. It's also an energy of having limited beliefs, which speaks on exactly what I was saying about this blocked third eye chakra, right? See, in this day and age, when you have limiting beliefs, I feel like you're really sealing your fate. If you're not free thinking, you're not open-minded, and you're not looking at all the facts surrounding all these situations that we're inundated with on a day-to-day basis, you're essentially giving up and relinquishing your power. Each one of you needs to be a free-thinking individual now more than ever, because I truly believe it's going to save each and every one of our lives. We're living in a time where we truly need to take the power back. But that statement alone is very overwhelming, because how on earth do we do that? But that's just it. You do that by conquering your own life first, opening your mind up, opening up your third eye, and creating an influence, a shockwave around you to help bring awareness. And there's countless ways we can all do this. And make no mistake, each one of us was tasked with a way out of the current set of circumstances that we may be facing in our own individual lives. I got to a point in my life where I felt painted into a corner. There was just no way out that I could see. I had all but given up, but I was still holding on because there was that hope and that faith inside of me that just wouldn't seem to go out. And then I started to hear this calling coming from within. And that's when I started to go within to try and find that calling. traveling through the deep depths of my own psyche. And lo and behold, I found a secret passage door. I managed to remove myself from that corner I was painted into. I may as well have vanished out of that reality I was living in and been teleported to a new timeline. I found the secret passage door by going within. Each and every one of you needs to do this. You need to open up your third eyes so you can see the truth. I don't want to sit here and tell you that all your problems in the world are going to be resolved, because I don't know what each and every one of you is going through, and there could be more complexities involved. But what I can promise you is that this will solve a lot of your problems. And at the very least, it will put you on the correct path. What do we have at the throat, please? Wow. What a card to follow what I just said. Ace of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the throat. This is an energy of raw power. It's an energy of victory. It's an energy of mental strength. I know it's difficult to accept the truth, especially when the truth is so painful, but we can't run from it any longer. All of us have been sent here to reclaim this reality. We have a responsibility to ourselves and all those that follow behind us. If we don't start reclaiming this reality now, this world is going to be a very sad place for the future generations in the years to come. Now, I'm of the belief that what I went through in my own individual life by going inward, jumping timelines, and escaping my set of circumstances is just a small example of what we as a collective can do together for the entire planet. I truly believe, I've seen it, I've had visions of it, that if we all wake up, we can create this shift. That we can wake up one day on a new timeline and knock this timeline out of our reality. But we must start with ourselves. Each one of you must overcome the struggles and obstacles however you can in your own individual life, and start peeling back the layers and start to accept the truth that our realities are trying to imprison us and keep us from awakening the entire collective. What do we have at the third eye, please? Five of Cups, Scorpio energy at the third eye. See, there's a focus here on what's been lost. It's just an overall energy of fear, like all hope is gone. But as you can see, there's this energy here that this individual is not even recognizing. This is representing that energy of distraction. This represents anxieties and troubles from all the unexpected sources that we face in our life. This is an energy of feeling very overwhelmed by our own reality, right where they want us. It's time that you all start realizing how insightful and intuitive you truly are. Each one of you has been gifted with the sight to see. You just need to unblock this chakra. Each one of you has a gift. Yes, every single one of you. Now they're going to vary from person to person, but make no mistake, the divine did not send you down here without a weapon to defend yourself. All of you need to start being free thinkers. Connect to your higher self and understand that everything you need is within you. See, our reality wants us to think that there's so much we need to be able to become a well-balanced and well-rounded individual. All I can tell you is that you need to really be careful of these kinds of energies and really steer clear from them and understand that they're showing you exactly who they really are, because there's nothing that you truly need to awaken. It's literally inside of you. When I started to go through my spiritual awakening, everything in my life started to fall apart. And looking back now, it makes perfect sense. I didn't understand what was happening at the time. But the divine was stripping me of everything that wasn't going to serve me on my path moving forward. They didn't want me to have anything to hold me back. And I remember just being guided to constantly do these massive tarot spreads. And even with all the chaos around me, I was just studying the tarot. I just felt that I could find a way out. Felt like I was trying to decode something is really the best way I can put it. Like those tarot cards were an equation and I needed to break it all down. I just had this hunger inside of me to keep digging deeper. The more I did this, the more everything around me was falling apart. It's as if I was on the threshold of stepping into a new timeline. This is really the only way I can explain it when I look at it now. I was rewriting my reality. I was getting closer and closer to an answer. And then in the months that followed, I found myself in a whole new timeline. Like I was beginning at zero, but with a whole new sense of self. Right around this time is when I launched my YouTube channel, and now here I am nearly 3 years later, truly on a whole new timeline, a different reality. And anybody who stepped into my life right now and had a look around would probably not believe me if I told them what I went through, because of how far I came in such a short period of time. You see, when you really truly step onto your path, things move very quickly. You do feel a sense of magic around you, but you need to overcome the restrictions that you're all facing in your individual lives. A lot of you just need to walk away, allow yourself to recover somewhere else, rebuild somewhere else. A lot of you need to start to be more free thinking, really allowing your third eye to guide you through this reality. That third eye, it's like night vision. It's like our X-ray goggles. It allows us to navigate the three-dimensional density. So of course, they're going to come for our third eye vision. They want to be able to tell us what to think. And though we may not be inside a prison cell from where the divine is standing, when you give up your third eye, you essentially are inside a prison cell. But the prison cell is surrounding your reality. It's veiled. It's an energy of complete spiritual poverty. That's what they want us in. What do we have at the crown, please? Two of Swords, Libra energy at the crown. Wow. Now's not a time to hesitate. Now's the time to make a decision here. See, a lot of you are just playing with the idea of truly stepping into this energy of empowerment, taking the control back over your life. And I get it. This is no easy task, you know? Waking up spiritually is not peaceful. It's actually very violent. But the peace is on the other side of this. See, you can go through a life where you remain asleep and you'll feel like you're constantly fighting for something. Or you can awaken now, make the changes necessary now, and get the ball rolling. I lived in a very chaotic environment year after year before I let God take the wheel in my own life. I don't deal with any of that anymore. I live in a very peaceful reality now. Everything feels like it's on track. I feel seen and heard by the universe for the first time ever. You know, I used to think that that was a blessing until I realized that it's actually mine by divine rights, as it is all of yours. You need to go out and take what's yours. You don't need to ask for it. You just need to go and take it. See, another misconception inside this reality is that they want us to think that walking this path is a blessing, or that receiving abundance in our life is a blessing. But it's simply ours by divine rights. It's been taken from you. It's always been there for you. People used to say, wow, you're so lucky now. And I used to say to them, I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. But now I no longer say I'm blessed. I say I am living in the reality that was always mine by divine rights. I am living in the reality that was always mine by divine rights. I want all of you to program that into your mind. Remember that. It's going to help you reprogram your reality. Your reality is your kingdom, and you're coming to take it back. What do we have at the foundation, please? Two of Cups, Cancer energy at the foundation. And I should have known. The Emperor, Baal, at the sacral. I had a feeling I was going to see one of these high princes of hell pop out in this reading. Two of Cups at the foundation. This represents what most of you are needing to overcome in your realities right now. See, this represents the toxic relationships, the toxic family dynamics, the toxic friends who try to hold you back. It represents the people that are jealous of you. It represents the breakups, the divorces, the arguments, the envy. See, this has all been systematically programmed into your life to keep you from opening up your third eye. This is that disruptive energy, so we don't see the truth. See right here, the Three Cups? That's representing everything I just said. They want you to be overwhelmed with all of that, so you don't see this. And there's also an emphasis on quality over quantity, right? 3 spilled out cups, but only 2 cups still standing. That's very representative of the life that we're living right now anyway, this reality. It's just all about quantity and not quality. And that can obviously show up in many, many different areas. But there is a force in this universe that has been assigned to all of us. One demon for every chakra has been assigned to us in our own individual lives. and the collective at large. The sooner you start to look at your reality, the people, places, things, whatever it may be that you're facing on the day-to-day, as something that can be measured vibrationally, the sooner you'll get on path. And what's interesting about that statement is we know what we're looking at when we're presented with it. But this reality that we live in is very persuasive. But you must understand that each one of those persuasions, so to speak, plays an incremental role in stopping you from awakening. Their whole purpose is to just run us out until we have no more time, get us off the planet, out of this reality. So there's one less light worker that they're in threat of having wake up. So again, it's not 144,000 chosen individuals. It's a whole collective of chosen individuals that needs to raise 144 hertz globally by awakening your third eye in your own individual life and assisting the collective at large do the same by creating an influence on how you step in your reality. And then we have the Emperor ball at the sacral. This is very interesting because this really speaks about the powers that be, the structure that's in place to keep us imprisoned inside this matrix. It says right there, controls the weather, rain, and lightning, cures and causes pestilence, right? And these are all things that we're hearing about now without going too deep into that. I feel like I don't even really need to speak on that. I feel like you all know exactly what I'm talking about here. But simply put, it's just an energy of strategic chaos, using chaos as a weapon to control the masses, to control each one of us. It's an energy of creating the evil and then creating a savior, keeping the individual's third eye closed so they're distracted from seeing the truth, which allows this energy to be perpetuated in our realities. This is an energy of complete domination. It's also an energy that has excessive control, has a tentacle in all areas of our lives. And this energy is no longer hiding. It's all around us. There's a lot more of us than there are of them. However, the us is not all awakened. That's why each one of us has a responsibility to step into our calling, to step into our purpose, open up that third eye, get on our path, create an influence for others to follow. This is our best chance. It's our only chance on being able to take back our realities. Now is the time to question everything you're being told or given. Start saying no more than you say yes to this force that's been put in place that has used us like guinea pigs for far too long to push this agenda of collective blindness, spiritual blindness. See, the divine is sending us down here. We volunteered to come down here to help bring the third eye of the collective into balance. So what is the ultimate weapon that they can use against us? Blindness. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Oh, wow. Five of Swords, Aquarius energy, Sabnuk. Oh, this really speaks about what I'm picking up as well. Builds high towers, castles, and cities. Afflicts men for many days with wounds full of rot and maggots. Again, speaking metaphorically on what we're really experiencing right now in our reality. The divide has never been clearer. There's us and there's them. And they don't care about us. And if you think they do, well, you're blind to our reality. You'd be surprised how many people that I've come across that have flat out told me that they would rather things stay the way they are than have to go through the process of awakening spiritually to the truth. That's like willingly staying inside prison because you get a bunk bed and a meal to eat. It's an energy here of individuals sacrificing their integrity, mainlining this lie. And when I think about that long enough, it makes me sad because these are fellow light workers, empaths, healers in their own right. They just don't know it or they don't believe it. And what I find so interesting is that the lie we're being fed is so much more outlandish to me than actually waking up and accepting the truth. The most important thing for all of us is that we remain very open to change and start looking at things from a higher perspective. There is an energy here that is being rounded up by the divine. And this is why they're going all in now. It's right in front of our faces. It's essentially a Hail Mary because they know we're all waking up. But the only way that they can get away with this is if we allow them. A lot of you are being guided to start becoming more self-sufficient, doing things like growing your own food. This is probably the most basic one I can think of. A lot of you have probably been having ideas about this stuff recently. We all are, collectively. Not only is food becoming outrageously expensive, but the quality is decreasing rapidly. This reading is about being self-sufficient and free thinking, making your own decisions based off of the facts that you yourself have collected, however that may be showing up for you in your particular reality. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Andrealphus, unhappy voyage. And this card right here, this is Queen of Swords as a negative polarity. Queen of Swords, in its detriment, is the pathological liar of the tarot, right? It's a donkey holding up peacock feathers. This is what they want us to believe. And a lot of people do believe this. So incredibly sad that people would accept this. Decades of dehumanization has all led to this point now. They did it incrementally, so we wouldn't notice. But now there's a shift taking place. We're on the front lines. We can feel it in the collective. That's why we're all being called to truly step into our power here, because we're all needed. And then we have Damabia, which is the world. Fountain of wisdom. This is an energy of unity, integration, having an understanding of what's taking place here. 144 hertz. You know, there's even a lot of disinformation surrounding what deadly sin is associated with what chakra. And I believe that they've done that on purpose to confuse us. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to the frequency. An example of this would be people that are saying that Western astrology isn't as accurate as Vedic astrology, right? Something like a 16-degree difference, which changes my Western Sun Scorpio placement into a Vedic Libra placement. However, it doesn't change who I am. The behavioral pattern of that Scorpio placement compared to that Libra placement are essentially the same. All we're changing is the name, because the source of the energy is still coming from the same place. So simply put, we need to look at the root, the core. No matter what name or trait they give it, the root and the core and the result is exactly the same. So you should be able to apply that to the chakra systems as well. But failing all of that, it really comes down to determining simply right from wrong. All of us have been equipped with these powerful intuitions that are all we need to guide us. They are our compass, and there's nothing more that we need to navigate ourselves inside of this matrix. All of these things are tools, if used correctly, can be very useful. But don't allow them to cause you to feel stuck. Because I do feel that there's not much inside our reality that hasn't been touched and manipulated by this opposing force. That's why at the end of the day, your intuition needs to sign off on every step you take, every decision you make. So you need to bring your mind, body, and spirit into balance so you can truly trust your intuition. What do we have at the throat, please? Oh, wow. And look who decided to show up to the party. The devil. Samael, the severity of God. Seduction and downfall. Communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. And this is all of you breaking free from this third eye blockage now. Right? Devil's like, oh crap, the collective has unblocked the collective third eye. Now they're truly going to see me for the demon I really am. See, this energy here is going to show up in the family members, in the friends, the toxic romantic relationships. Take it as it fits. It's going to show up in all areas of your life. Once you start bringing balance to this third eye chakra and the other chakras, okay? We're just focusing on this one right now because of the significance to the 144. Once you start doing this, this energy right here can't hide anymore. So it flees. Because as we know, the devil is a coward. So you'll start to find that a lot of these individuals in your life are just that, cowards. They'd rather run and hide because they don't want to take accountability for their actions. This is us drawing a line in the sand and saying no more. What do we have at the third eye, please? Page of Cups, Eizel. God who rejoices, divine comfort, gives consolation and protection from one's enemies. See, whenever I get this card, it speaks about physical conditioning, obviously because of the physique of this angel. But given that it's at the third eye, this is the energy that's awoken within you. As this third eye chakra becomes unblocked, you start to come online. You start to remember enough of what you were sent here for to get moving. You realize that you are this divine warrior. And again, we were all armed with this weapon. What do we have at the crown, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the crown, please? Four of Pentacles, Mizrael, Capricorn energy to close out the reading. God liberating the oppressed, self-atonement, cures mental illness, deliverance from prisoners. This is an energy now of you recognizing these individuals, right? So here it is. You recognize the devil in your life. You grow your wings. You start to realize that you have this energy of a divine warrior and that you've been armed with a weapon to fight back inside this reality. And then here you are, launching the devils from your life, right? Overcoming this energy of spiritual poverty that they all want us in. See, you have to understand that everything that happens above shows up below. Below is where we are now. It's our reality. Above is the etheric plane, the spiritual plane. So if they're trying to block our third eye and put us in an energy of spiritual poverty, how do you think that's going to show up so below in our reality? Eventual poverty, whether it's emotional, financial, whatever it is. The end goal is complete and utter poverty, but a lot of the time it just trickles in, so it goes unnoticed. And by the time it has completely enveloped our lives, it's too late. We waited too long, and the force is too overwhelming to try and do anything about it. God sent us down here to bring balance to this reality because we are his soldiers. We are the ones that create the change. God just tells us how to do it. Don't forget, God had to fight a war when Lucifer and the other angels rebelled. Archangel Michael and the other archangels fought that battle, not God. What does that tell you? It tells you that God needs us to fight for him. See, they want you to think that God can snap his fingers and eradicate all the darkness in the world. And sure, maybe he can. And maybe that's why there was a great flood. But maybe God doesn't want to bring in a great flood because then he will take out all of us with it. So we are sent here to fight this battle, fight this war, so he doesn't have to reset the energy of the planet himself. Just think about it. Because to me, that makes the most sense. And to me, 144 hertz also makes the most sense. This is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations. Take care.